This is Grayman Media content.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Devin.
We founded a media company to help promote local artists and goof off with our friends.
It's not always easy running all these shows, but we decided to add another to our list.
This is The Other Show.
All right, Jessica. So today we're starting this episode talking about tea.
Yes, hot tea in particular. One of my favorite kinds of hot tea is peppermint tea with some honey in it. It's delicious.
I sweeten all my teas with honey.
Is there another way to sweeten it?
Yeah.
How else would you sweeten tea?
Sugar.
That's just wrong. Not in hot tea. Cold tea, iced tea, yes. Sugar all the way. Douse that in sugar. Make it southern.
Are you aware of how the British people drink their hot tea?
They also put cream in their tea, and they're
They
weird.
sure do.
That's just weird.
It's not that weird.
It's weird.
I mean, it's weird to us, but when I was a teenager and I was a young lad who had just found the beautiful world of marijuana.
And I was a young warthog.
When I was a young weed smoker. But no, I got really into like Asian culture and kind of, being one with yourself and trying to eat cleaner, drink cleaner stuff, not drain cleaner. And I thought I was going to join the military, which was super cool. Found out I couldn't do it, which thank God, because I don't think I could have handled it, knowing me. And
I think you could have. It just would have been very rough.
Nah, not worth. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I didn't join, so I can't speak on that. But so I got really big into it. Went to Asian markets. I would beg my mom to take me to Asian markets so I could try, different authentic Asian teas. So I was really, really big into green tea specifically as about 16 years old and moving forward from there. Yeah, for sure. Drank a lot of tea. Real big into it. It was a big part of my personality, if you could call it that.
What does that mean?
Well, you know how like there's people who like drink coffee and it's like a huge part of like who they are as a person. And they don't shut up about it.
Might be me.
Like, well, I mean, to a degree, but not that bad. Like, we are podcasters. It's a big part of our personality. And so if you get us started on it, we're going to talk about it. That kind of thing. We're one of those weird folks who have a podcast.
Is that what we do?
Yeah. A few of them. And, yeah, no, I drank a lot of tea. Didn't drink a whole lot of black tea, sweet tea.
I drank so much sweet tea growing up. It ran through my blood. It was fantastic. It was so bad for me, but it was so good.
It's also like it's the number 2 drink of the world. More people drink tea than just about anything else.
I thought it was number 1.
Nope, water.
Well, anyways.
Yep. Wars have been fought over tea.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Parts of the world were built on tea.
Sure.
Not all of it, but there were some of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of the world was built on cinnamon.
Tea
Recently found that out.
Tea is spice. The spice trade in general, pretty wild. The Silk Road's real.
Yeah. Tea's delicious though. I love it.
Tea
I didn't get into it until you got me into it. Shortly after we moved in together, you started drinking a little bit. We fell off for a while into so many other things, but we've recently gotten back on tea and like drinking it more often. It's so good. It just puts you in a nice calming mood and just relaxed.
It absolutely can, or it can give you energy. A really nice flat green jasmine with caffeine can be a really nice boost to the day, and in fact, green tea, specific green teas, can be bred to have even more caffeine than your average cup of coffee. So
wow, they can do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
There's but yeah, like a nice flat kind of neutral green tea with lots of caffeine is like a great way to start your day. or like in the middle of the day, because also I don't know if this is legit. This is just anecdotal evidence. I don't really get a caffeine crash from tea at all. And I also don't get as jittery with tea caffeine than I do with coffee or energy drink caffeine. Energy drink caffeine's the worst because they put a shit ton of sugar in it. But
any energy drinks, even like the coffee ones, I get more jittery and anxious off those. Coffee, I don't really get even a down from it. It's just kind of normal, but I do drink a lot and have for a long time.
Yeah.
I've slowly cut it back. Yeah, tea, I don't really feel jittery. Coffee, I don't. But yeah, energy drinks, guys, please don't drink them. Please don't drink those.
I'm not going to stop.
Please don't. It's so bad.
Stop.
They're so bad.
You don't have to either. You only get one life. You might as well live it up.
For like a year before you die.
No.
Those things are so bad.
No.
But tea's amazing.
Tea is good. Tea's really good. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cold tea and big fan of warm tea. I try to do cold green tea. It's not.
Yeah, it's hard. It
is.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is about it.
But then when I stopped being in the house as much as a youth and started being out of my house more, can't really brew tea when you don't have a stove. So I had to switch to alternatives so I could still maintain that, like, I drink tea because I'm the tea guy / I just smoke weed because I'm listening to Bob Marley and I'm the only one with this. I have an exclusive look on the world, and I'm special. If you're 16 and that's you, get a grip, kid, because you're not the first. You won't be the last.
What are we talking about? When you're a teenager, you're the only one who's ever been through it, ever.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm sure that's what all the adults around me thought. They were like, wow, what a fucking moron. So I drank Peace Tea, was one of my favorites. I don't know if there's still a brand. I don't know if they're still around. It was really good. Bob Marley had well, it wasn't him because obviously he's been deceased for quite a while, but whoever runs his estate and likeness had a tea brand of him. But nothing.
I think I remember that one. I think I remember that one. You buying some of those.
Yeah.
I remember. Vaguely, but
Yeah.
I remember those.
I mean, yeah, you knew me since I've been like 17, 18, something like that.
Something like that. It's been a long time.
Yeah, a decade.
A decade.
Yep, it's been a long time coming. But I mean, nothing trumps the great and powerful Arizona green tea with the what's that tree?
What?
The plum blossom? Is it plum blossom tree?
Oh, the little ones that they have on there. I don't remember
The
what kind of
pink
tree it
one.
is. Yeah.
That's always like associated with Asian culture and stuff. Big fan.
Yeah. That's really good.
Not great
but,
for you, but
oh no, those teas have like they have so much sugar in them too.
yeah, but
They're better than soda. I'll give them that. But not by
Marginally.
much. Not by much.
Yeah.
You might as well either brew your own tea or just screw it and have a smaller amount of soda.
yeah. No, absolutely.
But they're really good though. They're tasty.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of tea.
Tea's delicious. The only kind of teas I've tasted that I don't like are when people flavor them with like apple and stuff. It's weird.
That's some apple tea.
It's not terrible, but I like peach. I like chamomile. Any kind of like honeys ones.
These are not teas.
Huh?
These are not teas.
Yeah.
These are teas with peach and chamomile in it.
Well, no, but you can add them. Also, chamomile tea is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like just black tea with chamomile in it.
No. Most of those actually are usually some kind of green tea or white tea. They're not black tea.
I like white tea.
White tea is right. Black tea, hot, by the way, awful.
It's not awful. You just have to do it right. And you can't expect it to taste. It's way more strong of a flavor.
Yeah, but also usually tastes bitter. I don't know, it's more
Yeah.
it's more bitter than all the other teas.
It's a more developed flavor.
I don't think bitter is a developed flavor though. Bitter is awful.
I beg to differ. And in fact, I would say that are you kidding me? Drink some black coffee. Talk to me about some bitter.
I don't drink black coffee. I have to at least put some soy milk in there because I have to drink soy milk also.
I don't mind.
It sucks.
I don't mind black tea. I don't mind some just straight green tea. But I think, yeah, straight black tea is pretty rough.
Yeah, it's... If you're going to do that, just do green tea. Like, why are you doing the black tea? Just do the green tea.
And if you can't handle green tea, go white tea. It doesn't have quite as many health benefits, and I don't think it has as much caffeine, but it's a lot softer taste because white tea hasn't had time to develop into green tea, because I believe for the most part tea is all one plant.
Well, I think there's multiple, but they all stem from like the same thing.
I mean,
and it all depends on, I know there are different ones, but I could not tell you.
Yeah.
I know white tea is like an earlier pick type thing. So yeah, there's not as much flavor in there.
Yeah.
That's why green teas taste better. And you can put green teas with all sorts of flavors and stuff, and it tastes really good. And you usually don't need that much honey for those either.
Green tea's got a lot of antioxidants, which is good for you.
Very good for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or at least that's what the current science says. Wait 10 years. We'll see.
That's why blueberries are so good for you. They have a lot of antioxidants too. I can't say that word.
And pomegranates. Yeah, it turns out fruit is just really all around kind of good for you in certain doses.
Yeah, as long as you don't overdose on them, get all that crazy sugar rush.
Overdose on blueberries.
That'd be a way to go. Put it on the headstone. Died of blueberry poisoning. What? Yeah, it's a thing.
Yep. But I mean, tea's been drank around the world for centuries and will continue to do so. And I am one of those people who partake in the drinking of tea.
I agree. Same. It's delicious. Especially about the hour right before you go to bed. Just sip on one. It'll put you right into a nice, calm, sleepy state.
Your belly's warm.
Yeah. And you don't have to feel bad, because even if you don't want to put the honey in there to have like sugar before bed, just drink it by it is. And it's nice warm liquid going into you. It's got all those healthy vitamins that kick in as you're sleeping. Fantastic. Just don't drink green tea before bed, though, if you're going to do that. Do something caffeine-free.
You can probably find green tea without caffeine.
Oh, guaranteed nowadays you can. Yeah, you got to find the right one, but you can definitely find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tea, guys. Go drink your tea.
It's mostly water.
It is. It's good. That's another reason why it's good for you. It's all just water soaked with like leaves soaked in it. Mm-hmm. They give you health benefits.
Yum.
Spoilers. Power of the Dog. So me and Devin watched this movie last night. Power of the Dog. It's a new Benedict Cumberland. Fuck, I cannot say his name.
Are you fucking serious?
So my brain is messing up right now.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
That's the one. And it's got Kristen Dunst in it. It's also
which you were mad about.
No, I was just worried about it. She did a lot better in that than she did as an MJ. I'm just going to say it. She did much better. Anyways. First note of this, I was very confused for a lot of this movie. I kept expecting something to happen, to complete some puzzle pieces I couldn't quite fit together. They didn't happen. At least not till the end, and even then I was left with a lot of questions.
Yeah, I'm I'm the same. I mean, I was waiting for the movie to start basically the whole time.
It felt like it was all set up, right?
Yeah,
it all felt like set up.
I was waiting, and maybe I'm kind of dumb. I don't know. Maybe it's like an art form that's above my grasp. But yeah, I couldn't.
It's very possible. Same,
it was a good movie. The acting was good. I thought the choreography, the cinematography, all the different shots of like the Montana Western in the 1920s. It was really cool. It definitely felt like, I was in that timeline.
Even the storytelling, it was good.
Yeah.
But it felt like I was missing a scene at the end that I needed something to happen.
I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't understand why we were watching the movie. Like, why was the movie happening? And again, it might just be that it's out of my comprehension. It's entirely possible. But I had to watch a 15-minute video on YouTube to explain to me what the fuck I just watched.
And even that I was watching, I was like, I would not have pieced together some of this.
No.
And again, maybe I just don't know the Bible well enough, because that seemed to be a thing I didn't even pay attention to.
There was a loose, I don't think,
it was weird.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't know who made the film, but it's a Netflix original. You can go watch it.
I think it came out last month, because I think it came out in January.
Yeah, something like that.
But basic story premise, it starts with, there's like four main characters. You have two brothers and a mom and a son. And
they're in a van.
In a van? Oh, I see what you're doing. Anyways, these two brothers
are
ranchers. One of them seems to be like he wears the suit. He's more like professional about it. He's like more the face guy of this place. The other one's like the hardcore rancher, very that toxic masculinity, which is a theme throughout the whole thing, which is the only thing I got out of it for sure. It was like, that's like, you can't be doing that. It doesn't really help anything. It just looks bad. So anyway, these two brothers are doing that. And eventually or I guess they're selling cattle or going through the small town. They meet mom and son who are running maybe an inn, I think it might have been, where they used to also do food and kitchen and everything. But I think they also had rooms upstairs.
Yeah.
They're running that. Professional guy, the professional brother, likes the mom, and the son is like, also I was saying son, he's like 16, so it's an older son. The toxic masculinity guy, I don't remember their names. Phil, that's the bad guy. Yeah. He was being mean to the kid because the kid was the waiter and like looked like feminine, I guess. I don't really know what that part was about.
He wasn't a manly man.
Yeah. Also, this is back in the 20s.
Yeah.
Not this 20s. Like,
where?
Not this 20s, the other 20s. Not these 20s, guys, the other 20s. Anyways.
The roaring 20s, but in the West.
Yeah, West in Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being mean to him, so the other brother's like, tries to comfort the mom, is like, I'm sorry, all this stuff. And again, you never quite see it because the movie is so weird. Evidently, this guy is dating the mom now, just leaving the ranch, going to see her. You don't really see all this. All you see is the other brother getting mad that his brother keeps leaving him, and he's like, why does he keep leaving? Finds out later his older brother got married to her, so now she's going to move in. He's not having it because that's his only family that he likes, and now his brother's gone to somebody else. He's not happy with it.
I didn't pick up on any of that when we were watching the movie. I was genuinely like, why is he so like? Is he just jealous? Like, what's going on here? And it wasn't until the like obviously I picked up on the toxic masculinity, but it was the 1920s. That was like pretty standard.
Yeah, it was
like,
gross.
that's standard issued, like guy, like back then. So I was like, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. It wasn't until the video explained, it's because this is Phil. He's controlling everything in his life because of this thing that he's trying to hide, which she's going to get into in just a second. But
I didn't pick up on that part. It was just I knew that they were the only family in like that in their ranching thing.
No, I
like,
know you're just explaining the video or the movie. I'm explaining that I didn't understand, and I'm still at this point. I still don't
understand.
Yeah, I mean,
we watched the same video.
but I guess that's just my way of saying like I don't know that the movie really conveys these things that we're talking about very well. Maybe.
I don't know.
Because it turns out, or at least in this person's summary of the movie, the person that we watched on YouTube, is that the reason Phil is upset that his brother went and got married is because Phil is now no longer controlling his brother. I didn't really pick up on any of that. I maybe thought jealousy or something like that, but I don't think the control part is. I think it's he lost family. They're the only two in this. The rest of them are like hired help and stuff, which are like their employees. They're the two brothers, and like that was his whole thing. He wants to do stuff with his brother, and now his brother's gone. His brother's getting married. His brother's moving on with life and doing stuff while he's not because he's gay. So he can't, especially again, back in, was it 100 years ago, you couldn't just openly say that. No.
Not in Montana, not on a ranch. Can't just say that.
Certainly not.
I'm sure there might have been a few like places around the world, not in Montana on a ranch. No. You don't just do that. Because they're also building a homestead, which was like the whole thing.
Yeah, they're homesteading.
Yeah. Anyways, older brother gets married, moves wife in. And Phil, I don't remember older brother's name. Older brother is the professional one that's like really nice. Phil is the asshole. He does not like new wife, obviously. New wife does not like him because he made her son cry, which I think she just needs to get over just a little bit. But anyways, they don't like each other. And Phil starts tormenting her by like making this, just whistling this one particular song that she was trying to learn on a piano because his older brother wants her to play piano for the governor and all this other crazy
Which
stuff.
is like, why?
Well, that part I kind of understood because back then when you got married, you were marrying into money or marrying into a name, and he wants her to look as best he can, which back then meant wife was playing piano. She was like trying to be the best host possible. That was their whole thing back then with women. Like,
I understand that, but like it feels like that the whole dinner thing with the governor was literally just to move the plot forward for Phil to fuck with Kristen Dunst.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like, I think it was just showing that. Because she also should not have cried on that piano. I get you were nervous, but she, like, freaked out and needed to just literally take a deep breath. Like, you're fine.
That's because Phil, who's like, I guess, this is my summary of that. I imagine that Kristen Dunst probably sees Phil as, like, this absolute fucking animal. This degenerate of a man. And
yeah, but she says he's just another man, so she's already dealt with somebody like that before.
But then you know, she's got this like terrible worldview of him, and then here she is trying to learn the piano, trying to be better.
Yeah, trying to be good for her husband,
and he's slaying it up on the banjo. So he's like saying, like, look, as dirt as you think I am, I can do this better than you can. So what does that make you? And I get why that would fuck with somebody, 100%.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know the point of being a full alcoholic. Which is what happens next, is after he messes with her, she's
he can play the banjo.
Yeah, literally, that's what happened. Like, I get, again, you don't like each other, but just because he can play a banjo, you're over here drowning yourself in alcohol. Like,
it does seem like the movie happens over a larger span of time, and we only see parts of it. So I would imagine that there's this constant thing.
Yeah, there's stuff they didn't see.
Yeah, he's probably the movie constantly fucking with her.
The son is working with her in the inn, and then when she moves in, he moves off to med school. I think is where they ended up saying, because he wanted to be a doctor.
He did, yeah.
He went to med school, but that between those period of time, it looked like there was minimum 6-ish months.
Yeah,
because one would have been like middle of summer, them herding the cattle, bring him into town to do all this stuff, and then they don't get married till close to winter or right after winter. Mm-hmm. Close to winter, because they start warming it up when she moves in, because they're talking about it getting cold. So it's like 6-ish months there. And then by the time later on kid comes back, I'm assuming for the summer, it'd probably been another 6 months. And now he's back from school to stay with them for the summer before he goes back to school. Mm-hmm. So yeah, all that's happening over these 6 months of not being able to play the piano at a dinner party and her son moving in for the summer. She becomes a crazy alcoholic, like literally hiding stuff in trash everywhere. It's a little excessive. She needs to literally chill. It's not that bad.
As bad as I was, I never hid bottles all around the place, like just so I could take a little sippy sip.
She also got sick because she like needed the alcohol. Like,
yeah, she got to that point like, in alcohol dependency. God. Like, Jesus Christ, woman.
And Phil's watching her do all this, and he's just like, he's loving it. He's
yucking it up.
Oh, yeah. Because he kept trying to tell his brother, like, don't do this. She just wants you for your money and all this stuff. I'm like, that's literally what women did back then. They married for money.
And men did. And men did.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. But anyways, they didn't like it. They're doing all this fighting. And then son moves in for summer. Immediately, Phil starts picking on the son again because he sees him as this little kid. According to the movie we watched afterwards, because he sees himself in this kid. I don't pick up on that part until he is walking down in front of everyone. Everyone's calling him names. He's like, I don't care. But before that, I never saw him sing.
It's a good assumption. I can see why that person drew that conclusion. Yeah. But you don't know that watching the movie.
Oh, no, you don't know any of it.
You have to just pull that out of thin air. And if it wasn't suggested to me, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, it's a whole
It makes sense, but I don't. Where? But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, boy moves back in. He doesn't like farm life, touching stuff. He likes white clothing, stuff like that. Eventually, Phil, through all this other... You see a lot of scenes of basically the same thing. She's becoming an alcoholic. Son sees that, doesn't like that, wants to fix it, and Phil's the problem. Phil's being an ass to her. Also, older brother's not saying anything to his brother to be like, hey, leave my wife alone. He doesn't care. Again, shouldn't he have said something to his own brother? Didn't say nothing as far as we saw, anyways. Because he's also out of town constantly, going to the town and whatnot. Because, again, he's poster boy for the
He's
ranch.
out of town going to town.
He's out of town going to town. I say town, but they had, like, one big house and dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's the town he was out of.
Yeah, that was the town.
And he went into town where there was, like, 5 of those.
There's 5 buildings. Yeah. And then... dirt.
And a train.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the train.
There was a city somewhere.
Which I never even saw.
There was a city somewhere. Like, there was a couple of scenes where something was happening in, like, what appeared to be a city. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That might have been wherever he was going to school at.
Probably.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever he was going to school at. And somewhere in Montana.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Where was I at?
The boy.
Don't like each other. All right, so over the summer, eventually Phil starts taking a liking to him. I was like, all right, I'm going to teach you how to ranch. And little boy's like, okay, cool.
Little boy.
Little boy. Evidently it's because he had this master plan to take care of his mom. Again, you don't catch this part till literally the last scene, but he does. So they start bonding. Little boy finds out that Phil is gay, and he's like, okay, I can use this against him. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't know if he immediately thought that, but he definitely found out, and he definitely did later on.
Yeah.
They get closer and closer and closer.
Phil is gay. The kid is never
undecided.
His sexuality is never even really explored up until the very last minute. Even then, it's not. It's explored, but there are no conclusions. Yeah.
So they bond real well. All this other stuff. Eventually, again, mom is still like going through. She is still drinking this whole summer and everything.
She's fucked up.
Yeah. And then at some point, because back when this was happening, there's Indians on their land or around their land that kept trying to buy hide off of them because they're ranchers. They kill the meat, sell it. And instead of giving them like them or letting them buy it off of them, they burned them. Phil made sure they got burned so they couldn't get them to the Indians.
Again, apparently this is some bid to control everything in his life because Phil is insecure about his sexuality, apparently.
I think it was just to get back at her for some reason too, and I don't know why. I didn't understand that part.
But it seemed like this was like a established thing because even the ladies, the kitchen hands knew that this is what he does every year.
I guess that's possible too.
So I don't.
Whatever. It was weird. Again. Anyways, so while Phil and the son are out on a trip, I don't even know what they were doing, but they were gone on a trip somewhere. Older brother's gone into town, so she's the lady of the house. Although back then she would have had pretty much no say, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong, but I think she wouldn't have had that much say in this. The Indians come back, say, hey, can we buy this hide? And they first off say no, and then she runs out of the house saying, no, please take it, please take it. So they do, and then when Phil gets back and older brother gets back, he finds out that she didn't even, I don't even let them buy it. She got a pair of gloves out of it, but I don't think she let them buy it. She's just like, here, please take all the hide. He is mad. If he could have killed her, he would have. Mm-hmm. He was so mad. We find out because he wanted the hide also to make rope, but also the fact that now he doesn't have control over his own hide stuff.
He's making a rope for the kid.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Maybe that's a Western thing. I don't understand about a rope, but that was a big thing.
I don't know. They kept going back to it. It's real weird.
All summer, he was making this rope for the kid, and like, I don't understand the importance of rope back then.
They were trying to sexually charge him making rope for this kid, and it was very bizarre.
Yeah. Again, though, he's gay, and maybe we don't understand that because we're not. I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't think most gay people are making rope.
I mean,
that's just a guess. I don't know for sure, but
you see the way he grabbed that saddle, though. I mean, they definitely weird, man. They sensualized a lot.
Yeah, they were trying to show that there was some, and that's what I kept waiting for. I kept waiting for him and the kid to get together, and it's not a kid; it's like 18 years old. He just looks like a kid.
We keep saying the kid, but it's the only way to I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah,
the only way to identify him.
But I kept waiting for that to happen, for that to come ahead. And I feel
for them to come out to each other or something, but they never did.
Well, I feel like that's kind of what was happening at the very end.
With the cigarette thing?
Yeah. But I don't know that, and it's not confirmed at all. And at the end of the day, continue the story. He's making rope. He finishes the rope. He's mad about the hide because he can't make his rope anymore. But
little kid was like, hey.
Little kid?
What was his name?
I don't know.
The son was like, hey, over the summer, you taught me to ride. I went out and found this dead animal, and I took the hide off it. You want it? He's like, cool, yeah. So later that night, they meet up in the barn, and he's finishing off the rope. Again, they make this whole thing very sensual at the same time. He finishes the rope, and then while he's finishing it, they have this cigarette scene, which is where you can see there's something happening, but it's not quite what you think it is, evidently. At least once you see the end, you'll understand. So he takes a cigarette, the son, not little kid, the son. He rolls a cigarette and he starts smoking, and then he gives it to him, not letting it leave his hand, though. Because, again, he has the control in all this.
I didn't.
It's a whole thing.
I didn't catch up into any of that. I don't know.
So they do this, and then it flips to the next morning. Everyone's, eating breakfast. Everyone's waking up. The house is busy and all this stuff. And everyone's like, where's, your brother? Where's Phil? And he's like, he hasn't come down yet. All right, cool. I'm going to go check on him. Goes up there. Dude looks like he's dying, because he is, from anthrax, because the little kid gave him. I keep saying that.
It's a full-grown adult.
The son. I don't remember his name. So the son, the animal he found was infected with anthrax, which is was also big. Evidently, why animals were dying back then.
And he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We find out again. He's dying of anthrax. They go to the funeral. Yeah, he died of anthrax. And then the last scene, you see the little kid looking out the window. The son looking out the window. And you see his new stepdad and his mom get out, and they're happy because she's sober because she'd already fainted, and like they had to make her better. Now she's sober, happy, down there kissing her husband, and he just turns around and smiles, and it's like, so he killed that guy on purpose.
Yeah.
The thing is, when did he start this? Now, did he think of this before he started getting close to him? After he started getting close to him? At some point, he decided, I'm going to kill this guy with this anthrax dyed hide stuff I found way out in the mountains somewhere that no one questioned. Because also, he would have had to leave on that horse one day, come back on that horse one day with hide. No one questioned it. Everyone was like, cool, whatever. He found something. The whole movie's really like, always felt like there was a scene that I needed to see, and it never happened.
I feel like I missed the first scene because after we watched the guy explain the movie, it makes a whole lot more sense. And now, after summarizing the movie and having less than 24 hours to think on it, here's the thing. All right. I didn't want to rate this movie very high. I'm not going to. And I think that's not because of the acting. Again, I think the movie was well done. It was all the parts were good.
There was just information
when it's
missing.
Put together was not very good, and I think that that's the filmmaker's fault. However, I do think that there is something that helps if you switch the way you view the movie. Apparently, at the beginning of the movie, the kid, the child, the baby, the small boy.
He wasn't
for some reason that you keep.
I don't know what his name was, so I kept just saying the boy.
What happened to our background? Okay.
Anyways.
Fuck you.
I don't remember the beginning part. If he said that's what he said, I'd do anything for my mother or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember that scene.
So when you take that part and then you basically have switched my mindset of how this movie is. This is not. It's not a Western. It's a movie set in a Western time period, but really what it is it's a story about a son saving his mother from an evil guy. And basically,
and a long revenge game.
I don't think it was that long, though. I really don't. I think
it was at least a year. That whole movie was
at least a year, but I don't think that kid. I don't think the son decided to do that until later. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. He went to doctor school and he was an artist, so I mean, he might have gone to doctor school just to get back at him.
That's true.
Because he was.
You're right.
Before he started being called names and like getting beat up on at the inn, he was upstairs in his room making like craft flowers and stuff like for his mom and stuff. So I mean, he was artsy, but he went to become a doctor.
Yep.
Back then that might have been the only acceptable thing, but he went to do that.
But the whole like before her son comes back to the ranch and you're seeing all these weird like these scenes that seem to not have anything else to do with it is all just to make Benedict Cumberbatch's character look like an absolute dickhead. But then they also throw in a little bit of weird shit in there, the fact that he's gay and that he had some kind of weird relationship with somebody who was almost certainly older than him. And, you know, it was just a weird thing. So you not only did you kind of understand where Phil's character was coming from as, you know, who he is as a person and why he's such a dickhead, but also why you're supposed to hate him because he's doing this thing to his mother, and then the kid kills him. When you flip that movie around that way, see, I just kept waiting for guns to pop off and it was going to be a Western. And
yeah, it was.
And that's not, I went into that movie with a completely different headspace than I should have, and maybe that's my fault, but at the end of the day.
I didn't even know what the movie was about when I turned it on, but as it opens up, it looks like it's opening up to like some kind of Western thing. So you expect something that, like action-wise to happen. And no, what it is it's this character that's a terrible person because of what they're doing to themselves by hiding their sexuality. Again, back then, he probably had no choice. I don't know what would have happened to him back then, but probably nothing good. He had to do that, which turned him into this crazy asshole that he didn't even have to do all this. He was just angry and mad.
Yep.
And then the son finds out that he's taken all that anger and he's directing it towards his mom. And kid's like, no, this ain't going to happen. And he kills him for it.
But I don't think that I could have drawn any of those conclusions without the help of a YouTube video that we watched after the movie. Maybe if I had watched it like 2 or 3 more times, but like really, like, I don't know. So I blame the filmmakers for that. Again, all the different separate parts of the movie were great. Yeah. But when you put it all together, it was not one cohesive thing. It didn't feel...
It watched like a summary. It didn't watch as a full movie. It watched as a summary.
Yeah. And again,
which is weird because I've never seen a movie that does that before.
Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. But at the end of the day, I'm the one rating the movie, which is why I'm giving it a 3.
I can agree. I'll stand with your 3 because I think it was well done. I just think there was a lot missing. But I think acting was good, scene setting, even the storytelling of the parts that were done very well.
And again, maybe it's us. Maybe we are bad movie watchers. It's possible. Maybe there's
bad
information.
Movie watchers, or it's a culture that we don't understand. Either timeline or what they're talking about, whatever it is.
Maybe it's possible, or maybe we're just misunderstanding what the point of the movie was. Again, all these things are possible, but at the end of the day, it's my fucking rating, and I get to rate it whatever the fuck I want. It's a 3. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good either. Very middle of the road for me. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. Am I mad that I spent time doing it? No, but I don't think
I'm still glad I watched it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that for me, it's going to puzzle me for a while, just trying to think back to it and like piece together. Sometimes I like maybe I missed it.
But not in a good way, because I like movies that do that. This is not in a good way.
For me, it's a neutral way. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just neutral. I keep thinking back to it. I'm like trying to piece together. Maybe I missed this. No. And I just try to think about each scene and like different words that were said. Because also there's a lot of times they didn't talk. It was just a lot of visual. Either they were making this or like back when they were playing the piano and banjo, they didn't talk. It was just hearing them do it, which was, again, interesting. There wasn't as much. There were a lot of scenes with dialogue, but not a lot with.
If you take all the scenes, all of the imagery, all of the acting, and you isolate them into these parts of the movie, they're good. It's when you put it all together and you try to make sense of the whole thing, it doesn't come together for me. That's where I'm at. 3. Yeah. It's a 3.
I stand with a 3. So it gives it a collective rating of 3.
What did you think about the movie? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, go watch it, guys. Let us know. Please do. We would love to hear your opinion.
And if we're wrong, let us know. I'm not going to change my fucking score. You're wrong. I'm right. But hey.
If you guys have any more insight about it, please comment below. Let us know what the inside, like if we missed something, please tell us. We will gladly listen to it, read it, and even go back and watch if we have to, if we're missing enough of it.
If we absolutely have to, we will.
I don't mind. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to go to graymanmediaco.com where you can find all things the other show. Also, you can go to our merch store and buy some merch for us.
They're about to hear that all over again.
Nah.
Drink your water. Have a good week. Bye.
Hey, if you enjoyed listening to that episode, you can find more. Just go to graymanmediaco.com and you find all things the other show.